Morning, Saturday morning here. Probably not Saturday where you are, but maybe it is. Looking at something a little bit different today. This is, I know that the name of the channel is Secondhand CD Reviews, and I try to stick to that, but I guess I also want to look at, I think I said on another video I did, at particularly cheap new CDs as well. That way, if I can find new CDs that are cheaper than normal, I will buy them as well. And this one was 99 cents, brand new, from a chain, an electronic chain we have here. I think it's an Australian company called JB Hi-Fi, and JB Hi-Fi sells TVs and stereos and cell phones and video game consoles and games and other household appliances like coffee machines and whatnot. And they also have a music section and a DVD section, which obviously is smaller than it once was because the physical media market is declined significantly. But there is still a okay-ish CD section. It's actually piss poor, really, if you compare it to what once was. But they have physical CDs there to buy and a growing vinyl section. I'd say the vinyl selection is probably bigger than the CD section now. But they usually have one small section called cheap buys, which really can change from week to week, month to month. It's usually a very small kind of meter long section of the CD racks, and they'll just have random things. I guess their imports, they maybe get deals like bulk deals, like, oh, okay, if you buy all the latest Taylor Swift CDs, can you also take 50 of these whatever CDs as well and try to get rid of them for us. I would imagine something like that, because this is a band called Nonkeen, and Nonkeen is a German band. I actually didn't know anything about them just before I made this video. I did a bit of research. I've listened to this a lot, and it's a good album. I like it a lot. But often when I buy things, I'd never heard of this band before. Okay, so I was looking through the cheap buy section. I saw 99 cents. I thought, okay, 99 cents, I'm $1. I'm willing to take a gamble. Not if it's complete crap that I'm never going to listen to, because that's just a waste of, of having a CD taking up space that I don't want or need. But, you look at the cover art, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Look at the back and say, okay, we'll try to guess what kind of music it might be. Obviously, they're not going to say we are a rock band or we are a jazz band. But what I also do is I'll have a quick Google, and just not to do any in-depth research, but just see the genre. And I think the genre for these said jazz electronic. And jazz electronic, I'm absolutely willing to take a risk on any electronic music and any jazz music. I'd be willing to take a risk, and jazz electronic together, absolutely. And so I did, and I was pleasantly surprised. This is an excellent album. It's something that I would listen to on Spotify if I came across it on a playlist, a random playlist. I would absolutely sort out more music by these guys. So yeah, I'm happy with my purchase. It's a very simple cardboard sleeve, the inner disc holder, Nonkeen. The album's called The Gamble, and they're not wasting money on the plastic anymore, are they? They're really going for the cheaper versions. So I said this is a German band, R&S Records. I have no idea. Maybe that's a German label. In Order to Dance. Doesn't say anything. No, it doesn't say where it's produced. So like I said, Google said jazz electronic, and I would say, yeah, they certainly have elements of jazz, and certainly the basis of the music is electronic. They use drum machines, things like that, keyboards, synthesizers. Also use regular piano. Apparently it was a childhood friend trio, like they were friends as kids, and that's what that picture's showing them as little kids. And now they're grown men, and they reformed the band, or maybe never broke up, I don't know. And they use a lot of rudimentary drum machine sounds. The songs I particularly like on here are song 4, Animal Farm, and song 7, Chasing God Through Palmyra. Both those have a similar sound. They have a basic drum machine beat, and then kind of like a drone keyboard synth in the background, and maybe some piano over the top, like kind of just very simple, repetitive sound over and over again. And it reminds me a little bit of Radiohead. The keyboard patch that they use also reminds me of the French band Air on the Virgin Suicide soundtrack. They use a particular keyboard sound on that soundtrack that whenever I hear it on this Nonkeen album, it really puts me in mind of that. Otherwise, I think they're also going for a little bit of 70s jazz fusion sound, Herbie Hancock maybe, with really the keyboard sounds and the keyboard textures they use. Beyond that, I can't really give more explanation because if you've watched these videos before, you know describing music in depth isn't my strong point, which is probably really not a good thing for someone trying to make videos about music. But I'm not an Anthony Fantano or a whatever other music reviewers out there that can really kind of bring a good descriptors to music. But I just say it has its basis in electronic music with jazz elements, and it has some good repetitive, and I say repetitive in the most positive sense, as in you can put it on and really kind of almost meditate to it. You can sit and relax, and it really kind of, it matches with your vibes if you're trying to relax or trying to kind of be in a thoughtful mood. And I can't really say much better about it than that. I also like the last song, Return, which is kind of doesn't have as strong of a drone. It's more of a fresh sound, a morning sound. Maybe that's a way I could describe it, the time of day I would listen to it. But yeah, a new CD, but a very cheap CD. And there are a few others over the months or years that I've bought in the same way. There's a few shops that sell and things for $5 or less, all the way down to $1, and they're obviously just trying to get rid of stock. And they're brand new CDs, and yeah, I'm always willing to take a risk for new music. And yeah, so German electronic jazz trio Nonkeen. I recommend giving this a listen on Spotify. I checked out their Spotify. They don't have, I think they have 8,000 monthly listeners, so it's not a huge band by any stretch. Some of their songs have got a few 100,000 plays. This is their first album. They have a second album, which I actually might have a listen to on Spotify at some stage, maybe today. Anyway, it's a cool cover as well, isn't it? Have a listen, and thank you very much for watching.